When someone goes to the doctor and says, "I hear a voice," they'll be sent to a psychiatrist. But in a similar way, don't we all hear voices? Inner monologues running through our heads all the time. This is our mind, a powerful tool capable of great things, but equally capable of crippling regret, stress, anxiety, misery, and resentment. So you get back home from work one day and you remember something a co-worker said that angered you. You start to dwell on it and feel angry again. So much so that you decide to take your anger out, rationally, on a nearby toaster. In this moment, the anger has become you. You have identified with it. This is a waste of moments and toasters. There are two causes of pain here. Firstly, the original event which made you angry, and then your thought of the event which made you angry again. At this point, you're just creating pain for yourself, all thanks to that little voice in your head. When was the last time you felt negativity, sadness, anxiety? How loud was that voice in your head then? Can you be free of your mind whenever you choose? If not, you're not using your mind, it's using you. I had a time where I'd do nothing but dwell on the past. Why couldn't it have worked out a different way? Why did this happen to me? Now, I see the power in deep introspective thinking when it's practical for your personal growth, but my thoughts had overstayed their welcome. Now they were just destructive. I resisted the present because I was living in the past. Guilt, resentment, and regret are all emotions caused by you living too much in the past. Unease, tension, stress, and worry are caused when you are living too much in the future. When our mind is in the future, we could be worrying about something that may or may not happen. We could be dreaming about hitting a certain milestone so we can make it and finally be happy. It's not uncommon for people to spend their whole lives waiting to start living. As John Lennon said, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Nothing happens in the past or the future. The past is just a collection of nows that once were. The future, a collection of nows that haven't happened yet. Everything that happens is always in the now. But still we allow our minds to take our consciousness away from the now in ways that hurt us. Tolle says that 80 to 90% of our thinking has no practical purpose, and that all negativity is a result of identifying too much with your mind, of not being in the present moment. If you are fully present, you can't be unhappy. The first step towards becoming present is to disidentify from your mind. This starts with watching the thinker. The next time you encounter negative thoughts, observe them. That is, listen to the voice in your head, feel the emotion, see what your reaction is to it. Do not feed the thoughts with analysis or judgment. Just be there as the watching presence as they come and go. There is the voice, here I am listening to it. Do you get it? There is the voice, here I am listening to it. Thinking and consciousness are not synonymous. There is a you that is separate to your mind, a silent, observing presence that can only survive by you completely focusing on the present moment. Ask yourself, what's going on within me at the moment? As an exercise, sit down and just wait for your next thought. When that thought comes, observe it, don't judge or analyze, and let it go, and then do the same for the next one. When you recognize and observe what's happening in your mind from this perspective, you are in the present. You can also enter the present moment by being intensely conscious of the experiences that you are having right now. In everyday life, you can practice this by taking any routine activity that is normally just a means to an end, and giving it your undivided attention so that it becomes an end in itself. For example, when walking down the street, pay attention to every step, every movement, the people around you, even your own breathing. Perceive without thinking or analysing. Drawing consciousness away from your mind like this is the essence of meditation. Make it your practice to withdraw from the past and the future whenever they are not needed. Start noticing your mind's tendency to pull you away and become conscious to the now instead. As you disidentify from the mind, the thoughts lose their significance. After all, why let something that doesn't exist harm what does? What's the point of resisting what already is? Say yes to the now. Surrender to the reality of the present moment. One day you might even catch yourself smiling at the voice in your head, as you would smile at a misbehaving child. You won't take it as seriously. Your sense of self does not depend on it. You might be asking, isn't some resistance good? If we're all at peace with the present, how will we set goals, be motivated, inspire ourselves? Well, the two aren't mutually exclusive. After all, the author did write a million-copy bestseller. You can and should identify parts of your life that need improvement and set goals for yourself. But learning to be present will actually help you achieve those goals. Say you have to write an essay. You have your goal, which is to complete the essay. You know what you need to do, but it can be daunting knowing how far away you are from finishing. So instead of focusing on the 100 possible things that you might have to write to get this essay done, focus on the one thing that you can write now, word by word. When you worry about the future, you tend to move away from what you can do right now. Think of it like climbing a mountain. If you only have eyes on the mountain peak, then you'll miss what's directly in front of you and you won't be able to tackle the smaller challenges. You know, the actual climbing of the mountain. Keep track of where it is, but no more than necessary. Future imaginings are a distraction from the present without helping you get anywhere. The only thing real in your adventure, your progression, your self-development is what you are doing right now. Surrender to the reality of each moment. What is cannot be undone, so you may as well work with it. If you find the now intolerable, you can remove yourself from the situation, change it, or accept it. If your current path is not a joyful one, then turn around and take a different path. Beware the destructivity of the unobserved mind. Don't let yourself succumb to compulsive negative thoughts. Know when they are harming you and shift your consciousness to the present, because tomorrow never comes. There is only the now. And that's The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Thank you for watching.